Thank you for joining us for the second video in the Technology Introductory series. This video will discuss tips for parents on setting up their child's Android device and using Google to monitor your child's activity. The prevalence of mobile devices in today's society is overwhelming. As of today, there are more than 7 billion mobile devices in the world. There are dozens of options available to you when you finally decide to take the leap and give your child a mobile device. From Wi-Fi only connected devices like iPods to devices with Wi-Fi and cellular network capabilities like smartphones and tablets. The most important thing you can do as a parent is understand the capability of any device you're going to allow your child to use. And remember what devices your child has access to. Many times a parent takes away their child's cell phone for inappropriate use, however, forgets about the iPod that they previously used. Any device that has Wi-Fi capability can be used in much the same way as your child's cell phone.
Although there are several smartphone and tablet manufacturers in the market, the two primary operating systems that we see on a daily basis are Google's Android operating system and Apple's iOS operating system. An example of a computer operating system would be Windows 7. The operating system essentially controls how a device works. Different operating systems work in different ways and have different features. It is important to understand how a device works before giving it to your child. One way that may help parents with this is to make sure you give your child the same type of device that you use if you use a smartphone. It is easier to learn all you can about the features of one operating system. When you get an Android device, you will want to sync the device with a Google account. This will allow you to back up the device's contacts, location history, application data, internet content, photos and videos, and calendar entries. You can use the same Google account across multiple devices, which allows the syncing of content on different Android devices. This is convenient for ease of use, as well as gives parents a built-in monitoring feature for their children's devices.
If you are currently an Android user, before providing your child an Android device, you have the option to use your current Google account for the primary account on your child's device also. Just be aware that if a Google account is the primary account on both yours and your child's device, not only you will have access to their activity, but they will have access to yours as well. Our suggestion is to create a new Google account for your child's device and then add it as a secondary account on your device. This allows you to toggle between the two accounts, giving you access to certain activity on your child's device.
To create or add a Google account to an Android device, you need to access the phone's settings, which can be accomplished by swiping down from the top of the screen and selecting the settings icon, or going into the phone's All Apps menu and locating and selecting the settings option. Some menus will look differently depending on the version of the operating system that is installed on your device. Once you are in the settings menu, you need to locate the accounts option. If this is a new device, you may not see any accounts yet created on the device. By clicking on the Google icon, you should see any Google accounts already synced to that device. Now back at the main accounts menu, you should see an option to add account. You will be prompted with different types of accounts that you can choose from. Select the Google option. You will have the option of choosing to create a new account or add an existing account. We are going to walk through creating a new account. Choose the new account option and follow the prompts to create a new account. You will first enter a display name. Now choose a username for the account. When prompted to create a password for the account, we suggest if you want to have control over what access your child may have on some Google services, that you keep the account password private. Once the password is entered into certain apps like Gmail, it can be saved to the device so your child can still access those apps without needing to know the account password. You will then be prompted to enter a security question, which we again suggest you make something only you can answer. You will need to enter a recovery email address. This feature allows you to recover the Google account password if forgotten. Make sure that web history is checked. Decide if you want to receive updates from Google, otherwise you can uncheck that option. Google may ask you to enter a payment option for any future Play Store or Google content purchases. However, you may select the No Thanks to skip that option. We will discuss Google purchases procedures in more detail in a future Android video in this series. You will now have the option to select what information you choose to sync from the device to the Google account. This will be the information available to you to monitor your child's activity, so we suggest leaving everything checked. Now you have created your account, and when you go back into the Google account option, you will see each of the accounts synced to that device. If you select the account we just created, you can again see what information is being synced to the device. You may check this periodically to see if any changes have been made. You would follow the same process if you wanted to add your child's Google account to your device, except instead of creating a new Google account, you would choose to add an existing account and just enter the Google account credentials. Once the account is added, you would again see both accounts listed under the Google accounts.
Now, when you go into Google Apps like Gmail and click on the menu icon depicted by 3 bars, you will see your primary account listed with a drop-down arrow next to it. If you select the drop-down arrow, you can toggle between the accounts, now having access to your child's Gmail account. You can do the same thing in Google Drive, which is Google's cloud storage, giving you access to what content your child has in their Google Drive. You can also do this with the Play Store, giving you access to what applications they may have downloaded. We will discuss the Play Store in more detail in a future Android video in this series. Another setting you will want to make sure you set up is location services. First, go into the main settings menu and choose the location option. You will want to turn on this feature if you want to be able to check your child's location history through their Google account. Some phones will have a specific option for Google location services that needs to be enabled. There is certain information that you can access in your child's Google account on your mobile device, as we have shown you. However, you can access the complete synced content, including location history, by logging into the Google account through an internet web browser. We will show you how to do this in more detail in the next Android video in the series, Google Web Features.